Professor Howard Williams takes you on a journey through time and space, exploring death and memory, past and present. Archaeodeath.
It's Professor of Archaeology Howard Williams here with a publication launch, because throughout 2023 I have been carefully editing the open access academic peer-reviewed interdisciplinary journal that I edit, the Offa Dyke Journal, and in the summer Volume 5 was published open access, funded by the University of Chester and the Offa Dyke Association, published for all to access, free to download via the JAS website. Let me show you on my own computer screen. Here is the main Offa Dyke Journal website with details about the journal. You can search the journal, and you have the current issue, which is volume 5. And if you go on table of contents, you can see the full range of articles. This is the longest ever Offa Dyke journal at 264 pages long, comprising of an extensive introduction by myself, linear past and presence, researching dikes, frontiers and borderlands, and then 4 papers about global and European linear earthworks from prehistory to the present day, and then 5 papers all about early medieval Britain and its frontiers, borderlands and linear earthworks. And finally we have a art mixed with landscape project, border culture and picturing the Dyke. Not only that, but since last month, since November, Archaeopress, as with previously volumes 1 to 4, have published Offa Dyke Journal 5 in paperback. So if you want the PDF, you could download it from the JAS website. If you want to explore the physical copy of the journal, you can purchase it from Archaeopress for £40, which, given the high quality and the size of the volume, colour throughout, is a really good deal. And I've been proud of many of the publication projects I've worked on, but I think the colour and the quality and the style of the journal is second to none. I love producing this and seeing the final product, and I think it is a really valuable long-term resource for the latest research, not only on early medieval Britain and its territories and linear earthworks, but broader interdisciplinary themes and perspectives on the way we divide up the land, the way in which we perceive the landscape over time, how themes of monumentality, landscape biography and power, people and place. So I hope you get a chance to explore the volume, whether you purchase a physical copy of Offa Dyke Journal 5, and of course the cover features one of the articles within. This is an artist's reconstruction of the late 1st century CE Olger Dyke in Jutland. And but there's so many papers you can explore, from the introduction by myself doing a sort of survey of the latest research, a conference review of a conference that took place on walls, borders and frontier zones in the ancient and contemporary world. That's authored by Gideon Shelach-Lavi, Talalus and Gideon Avni. Then we have a paper on the Olger Dyke by Lisbeth Christiansen of the Southern Jutland Museum, exploring all the latest excavations of the Olger Dyke and the dating of this monument. This is followed by a pair of really important synthesis papers by Florin Curter, one looking at the current state of research on early medieval earthworks in East Central and South Eastern Europe, in which he explores monuments in modern day Bulgaria, Romania and other countries in that Southeast European zone. And here's the Ostrov Dyke, for example. a really important synthesis, because he has the expertise in the languages and the history and archaeology of those regions. And he complements that with another topic that touches on the present day, the serpent ramparts in Ukraine, 50 years of research, in which Florian Kurta explores a whole range of linear earthworks in the lower Dnieper valley and tributaries thereof, and speculates as to the likely builders and function. We then move to Wales, where we have a reflections on frontiers, Romans and Welsh identity by Professor Dr. Roger White, critiquing perceptions of Wales as a frontier zone in the Roman period. Moving forward and looking at early medieval Cornwall, Eric Grigg has a paper called Linear Earthworks of Cornwall. What if they were early medieval? We don't know for sure, but he explores the archaeology of linears that may be of prehistoric or early medieval date. Following that, we have another paper looking at early medieval Britain, this time myself looking at rethinking Offa's Dyke as a hydraulic frontier work, considering how we can approach Offa's Dyke as a monument that controls a biaxial flow of movement over land and water, north-south and east-west, and to express and consolidate the identity of the Mercian kingdom in relation to the rest of the island. I do a detailed evaluation of the placing of Offa's Dyke in the landscape in relation to streams, rivers and wetlands. And this is followed up by linked to her doctoral research at the University of Chester, which I supervised, Pauline Clark. Now, Dr. Pauline Clark has a chapter called Evaluating the Early Medieval Portal Antiquities Scheme Data for the Welsh Marches, a really original study that looks on both sides of the modern border at linear works and their significant linear earthworks and the material culture found in the zone, the landscape surrounding them, and identifying some potential new central places, or at least hotspots of activity in the period. So we have a really exciting range of papers there, and that's not all, because moving beyond that, we have Dr. Morgan Capper, also at the University of Chester, looking at the fluid and shifting strategies of borderland definition and frontier works by the Mercian kingdom in an article called Treaties, Frontiers and Borderlands, the Making and Unmaking of Mercian Border Traditions. And then, as I said, finally, we have a paper that reflects on an art project called Walking with Offa by Daniel Llewellyn Hall and his collaborators, including poets Gillian Clark, Gladys Mary Coles, Mena Elfyn, Oliver Lomax and Robert Minhinnick, as well as 3 commentaries on it. So this is a collection of poems and a collection of artworks that reflects on the border, and Offa's Dyke is a way of exploring that border culture. And then there are an artist, Diana Bauer, an archaeological illustrator, John Swogger, and myself, a professor of archaeology, reflecting on this way we can engage with borders and borderlands in the contemporary world through the lens of history and art as the mediator between them. So please go and read it yourself. You can read it online. You can purchase it from ArchaeoPress. And I want to thank my co-collaboratory members and supporters for helping me on the journey, and the Offa's Dyke Association and the University of Chester for providing the support. And of course, the Siobhan Wordingham of the University of Chester, who helped with the proofreading of the journal, which helps to identify some of the mistakes that we all, as authors and editors, might have missed.
For relaxing times, make it Archaeodesk time.